And now another story that involves some dressing up, but this time it's adults. As part of our Your Stories project, focusing on the memories and the lasting impact of World War II, Anne-Marie Berger spent the day with some folks who spend a lot of time going over the same old ground, fighting the same old battles.
Jefferson Barracks was decommissioned as a military post in 1946. But earlier this year, these grounds were filled with military vehicles, weapons, and soldiers themselves. Each spring, World War II aficionados hold a reenactment weekend here, where history comes alive.
Everyone's familiar with Civil War, but a lot of people have never heard of or realized World War II reenacting exists. It started about 1975. It's not a new hobby. It's been around for almost 40 years. People that just collected items got interested in doing it, and next thing you know, they said, well, we got all this stuff, let's play with it.
For an entire weekend, these men and women set up World War II military camps, complete with historically accurate accessories, equipment, and uniforms.
Everything is accurate as far as trying to represent the unit that you're in. Your vehicles are as fully restored as possible, functioning with the correct markings.
And to be authentic means more than representing one side of the conflict.
This particular uniform here represents a member of the Schutzstaffel, which was the German SS. In my case, I'm the Leibstandarte SS, which was they were called Hitler's bodyguards, but in fact what we represent is the Waffen-SS, which is the weapons SS. And that is the group that was assigned to actually fight in the field as opposed to being back in the home front. More times than not, I'm German. Somebody has to play the bad guys so the good guys can win, and we act as props for the good guys oftentimes.
This is a fun hobby for these reenactors, but they say their purpose is not to glorify war. The reenactments, the camps, the military vehicles, they're here to educate all generations about a time in our nation's history that mustn't be forgotten.
Look at your high school textbook. World War II maybe gets a page. That war was lasted a lot longer than one page. People are forgetting. They're forgetting what the veterans did, and we want to educate the young people as well as the older people who don't remember anymore. And the biggest thing that's there is like, guys, remember this. The life you choose to live today was given to you by those who fought 65 years ago. If they hadn't done that, everything in this world, me staying here right now talking, would not have been possible.
By remembering and educating, they also honor the veterans.
I was in the 82nd Airborne, and I served in Italy and in Sicily, in Normandy, and Holland, and in the Battle of the Bulge. I'm glad we do it. It keeps the things alive, you know, and let people know what the World War is all about, and I love it.
Is it difficult at all to see some of this stuff?
It's difficult, but it's rewarding too. Mm-hmm. It's hard to explain, but it is.
Remembering World War II and paying tribute to our veterans is important, but for these reenactors, it doesn't come cheap.
Reenacting, whether it's myself in the uniform, equipment, or vehicle owner, for the most part pays for everything out of their pocket. So for an American doing a basic infantry without a weapon, just uniform and web gear, you're probably looking in the neighborhood of $500–600 for basic, one of everything. Then you add a weapon, okay, you're talking another $500–800 to $1,500 depending on what it is. If you're looking at M1 carbine, M1 Grand, or if you're going into the Thompsons. So the average impression, then you got to throw a tent in, you got to have somewhere to sleep. By the time you get done putting a basic impression together, you've probably got $1,500 to $2,000.
The cost of equipment and uniforms vary depending on who you represent and how much you've collected. All the military vehicles, the tanks, jeeps, trucks, are all privately owned and maintained. There are rarely any reimbursements for these events, and the participants do travel from near and far.
We've got vehicles here from Texas. We got them coming up from Indiana, Arkansas, Georgia, virtually, I would say, 7 to 8 states around the Midwest.
I drove down from St. Paul, Minnesota. The Italian reenactors are far and few. So when one event shows up in St. Louis, guys drive 9-10 hours just so they can be with one other guy that does Italian.
No, I don't change sides. I'm always Russian. This is the amoeba. It's what the sniper would wear.
But yeah, we made it.
So that we can hide, which sometimes I don't think we hide very well, even though we got this on.
During World War II, the Russians became well known for their women snipers and pilots, and at this reenactment, they assist the United States in defeating the bad guys. Now, while these are fake bullets and these soldiers are not in danger of being wounded or losing their lives, this reenactment weekend gives a lifelike portrayal of what this war was like.
If you want to contribute back to society by educating people, this is a fantastic way of doing it. We come out, we educate the public, we honor the veteran, and we have a good time with it. It's fun for us.
One of the first small countries to fall into Nazi hands was the German border Duchy of Luxembourg. With the Nazis driven out, the capital city turns out to welcome the Allied liberators. Prince Felix and exiled officials return to take over the government. Following a speech by the prince, the crowd shows its hatred of the Nazis. Just beyond the border, the Siegfried Line looms before the advancing Yanks. Tank barriers bare their teeth. Though the Siegfried Line is a tough nut to crack, the Yanks discover the secret and move on through the first defenses. A wedge here and a wedge there, and the west wall begins to weaken. Even steel and concrete can't keep the Yanks out of Germany. An Army secret for many months, the P-59 Era Comet is unveiled. War Department official pictures show the jet-propelled mystery plane in a thrilling takeoff practically straight up. The plane itself was designed and built by Bell Aircraft, and the jet engines constructed by General Electric. This is America's first jet-propelled plane. Flying with a plane of conventional design, the Era Comet shows little difference in outward appearance, but in performance, well, all Air Force officials will reveal now is that it climbs very high and goes very fast. The plane of the future world without borders.